Alright, muli po magandang araw sa inyo. This is John Orania from Negosyo University and of course, my host, Josel Gaston.
This is Josel Gaston. 35 degrees here in Metro Manila feels like 40 and it feels like an extended weekend because of Miss Universe. John, speaking of a hot topic, we will have not just the Miss Universe, but this topic today is a hot topic. Diba, John?
Absolutely. And if anyone would be interested to to invest, where to invest, how to invest your money, how to multiply your money, your income, well, guess what? We will have a special guest, Josel. At tama ka, we have a very hot topic dahil ang pag-uusapan po natin ngayon ay cryptocurrency. And of course, we have a special guest. Of course, I need to review or rather to read out the introduction. Our guest today is an educator, a trainer, and a public speaker, and a cryptocurrency advocate, trader, and investor whose advocacy is people empowerment, rather, and wealth creation. He is the founder of Musigen Training Academy, whose aim is to teach people how they can participate and profit from the growing cryptocurrency market. Our guest speaker has already turned out graduates who have gone on to have consistent and profitable results in cryptocurrency using the techniques that he developed. At ngayon, he aims to entice you to take the first step. Without further ado, let us all welcome the cryptopreneur, Mr. Jonathan Tinoco.
Hey, good morning, Josel and Coach John Aranya. Yan, and thank you for having me here in this session. And of course, to our viewers, thank you din for tuning in. And I believe marami tayong pag-uusapan ngayong umaga na to. And of course, good evening sa inyo dyan. Kasi I'm sure iba yung oras, di ba? So good evening, good afternoon, good morning sa mga lahat ng mga listeners of today's session.
Ayan. Kanina, off the record, we were talking about na kami pala yung mga taga-South people. So we have sa Parañaque, si Josel. Well, pareho pala kayo, right? Jonathan?
Well, my area is in Muntinlupa na siya. Although, after nito, pagtawid lang sa kabila, Parañaque na.
Exactly. Ako naman ay Pasay and my wife is Parañaque. So siguro one way or another, nagkasalubong na tayo sa mall. Hindi natin magkakakilala, no?
For sure. Alam mo naman sa Metro Manila, basta south of the Pasig River, south ka na.
Ganun ba? Ganun pala yun.
Yung sukatan Pasig River.
Oo nga. Correct. So ngayon po, ang pag-uusapan nga natin, as I mentioned earlier, we'll talk about cryptocurrency with Jonathan dahil alam ko, a lot of you've heard it somewhere out there, even in the news. You don't have to be heavy in investing, but at some point, you heard and you read in the news about cryptocurrency, particularly siguro pag-usapan din natin Bitcoin and all those things, and you are wondering, what is it all about? Does it really matter for me? Will that help me in the first place? Should I spend time or will I be just wasting my time about cryptocurrency? So yan. Okay, Jonathan, magandang araw sa iyo. Before we continue, can you give us a little bit more of your background? Siguro, how did you started in the first place with cryptocurrency para maintindihan ng mga ating listeners?
Well, actually, that was a how should I say this? Aksidente na napasok ako sa cryptocurrency. But of course, just to give you a short background, I'm also an employee. I work in McDonald's in Festival Mall in 2008, 2009. And after that, I quit my job. Just like you, di ba, Coach John Oranian? When you realize that your job couldn't give you the financial stability, yung income na gusto mo, because I was making 5,000, the highest income salary. It was around 5,400, 5,600 per month as a service group. Ooh. And di ba, kahit single ka siguro, hindi ka kaya mo.
Exactly.
So I've decided to quit my job and entered sales and marketing, direct selling, and network marketing. So mahilig ako magbenta ng kung ano-ano. In fact, when I was working, bata pa lang ako because of my mom. So nahiligan ko na magbenta kasi mom ko was a businesswoman. So mahilig siya magbenta ng mga items galing pa ng Japan. So dinadala niya dito. So ako naman, nakikita ko yung mami ko. Sabi ko, paano mo nagagawa na wala ka namang work, kumikita ka ng ganyan, and you were able to buy your things? Sabi ko, ako din, gusto ko makabili ng daruan, gusto ko makabili ng ice cream, gusto ko makabili ng pagkain na gusto ko. Because technically, or hindi kami pinanak na mayaman. So, siguro just like ibang mga Filipinos, so marami sa atin yung, alam mo na, yung lumaki sa hirap.
That's right.
Yung, di ba? And it was those, sabihin natin na people na gusto kong makaahon sa kahirapan. I want to achieve my dreams, my goals in life. But however, it's questionable kung paano gagawin. But way back then, when I saw my mom doing all those things, sabi ko, baka pwede ako. Baka pwede ko rin gawin yan. So I started to sell items or products like coffee. Uso pa din yung mga gano. So, na 90s, I started at when I was 7 years old, selling yung coffee. Gano coffee, mga gano Excel. Then eventually, napasok ako sa pagbebenta ng mga supplements. Unan, pinasok ko rin yan. Nagbenta ako ng mga unan. Are you familiar with magic pillows? Yung flat siya na pillow na pag binuksan mo, biglang lolobo na lang siya. Yeah, that one. So, ang dami kong pinasok and to the point na nung lumalaki ako, nahiligan ko talaga siya because of one reason. Pwede pala akong kumita anytime kung gusto rin and I can buy anything I want. So, ganun yung naging lifestyle ko. Pero syempre, hindi ganun kalaki yung kikitain mo kasi nga, pag may benta, doon ka lang may kita. Pag wala kang benta, wala kang kita. Right? So, moving forward, 2009, so, pumasok tayo, di ba, financial crisis, kung malala niyo yun. So, yung
Asian crisis,
yung tita ko sa Japan, siya yung nagsusupport sa akin. So, my studies. So happened because of financial crisis, hindi niya na ako na-support ng studies in college. So, wala akong choice kundi tigil ko yung schooling ko, then doon ako napasok sa McDonald's. And of course, while doing my job, I was able to, to sell items pa rin. Talaga nagbebenta ako and so on. So fast forward 2015, ang dami kong pinasok na mga kung ano-ano. Siguro parang, di ba, I believe even Josel, di ba, even Coach John, hindi mo makikita agad yung talaga magbibigay sa ng result So darating sa time, marami kang papasukin. And not all of them will succeed. Most of them talagang dadaanan mo yung tinatawag na mga failures. So fast forward 2015, me, my mom, my family, we've decided to go to Hong Kong. So iniwan namin yung Pilipinas. So doon kami nag-start ng new chapter of our life. And the reason din bakit doon kami, because doon na kami mag-apply ng trabaho and so on. Now here's what happened. Ang dami kong sinabit na resume in Hong Kong and walang tumatanggap sa akin kahit isa. Walang tumatawag. Almost 2 weeks na. Yung kapatid ko may trabaho na sila, ako wala pa rin.
Work na applyan mo, sales.
No, iba-iba lahat ng pwede. Kasi pag nandun ka na, 'di ba, wala kang choice kung ano yung meron, kung ano yung opportunity, papasukin mo yan. Kahit pa sabihin mo maglinis ako ng, 'di ba, CR ng kahit kaninong bahay, maging waiter, in-applyan ko yan. And the reality, of course, they look at your credentials. Ako high school graduate. Tapos yung mga kasabayan ko, 'di ba, mga graduate. So talagang mahirap pa mag-apply ng trabaho. So, moving forward, when my mom and my sisters, I have twin sisters, they go out one night. Accidentally, meron silang na-meet na foreigners. Dalawa, came from Pakistan. And accidentally na pagtanungan yung mom ko. That was 2015. If I were to remember, that was March 2015 or April. And tinanong na sila, may alam ba kayo dito na mga halal restaurant? Because they're Muslims. And sabi ng mom ko, wala. Kasi first time din kami dito. And to cut the long story short, nagkakwentuhan na sila. So parang sabi niya, bakit di na lang tayo? Kasi yung mom ko naghahanap din ng restaurant ng kainan. So sabi nila, bakit di na lang tayo maghanap together? Yung mom ko sobrang niyan. Alam mo yung, kahit go yan ang go. Parang gano'n yan. Go. Sige, tara, let's go. Alright? So while having their dinner, nagkakwentuhan, anong ginagawa nyo dito? You know what happened? And who are the people na na-meet ng mom ko? These two guys are yung isa doon, one of the founders of a cryptocurrency exchange. And that day, kakatapos na ng launching nila sa Hong Kong. So, doon kami first na na-open sa Hong Kong accidentally. Alright? Because we don't know these people. So, nung bumalik yung mom ko sa hotel, sabi niya, sa apartment namin, so sabi niya, anak, may na-meet kami kanina and they were talking about cryptocurrency. Ano ba tong crypto na to and so on? Kasi hindi niya alam eh. So, then search ko what's Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. So, boom, doon na lumabas lahat ng mga information. So, that was my journey kung paano namin nalaman yung cryptocurrency accidentally. Alright? And siguro just like you guys, at first, ando yung question, totoo ba to? Talaga bang may value to? Can you really convert Bitcoin? So all those things, andun siya sa akin kasi nga, it's digital money. You can even touch it. Right? And when you say Bitcoin, when you say cryptocurrency, it's andito lang siya nakalagay. It's on your mobile phone. It's on your computer. And there's no reason for you to touch it physically. But moving forward, I've realized that it has a future value. It has a value. And this is
Yeah.
the future of currency.
Mm-hmm. In a layman's term, Jonathan, I guess one of the biggest concern ng iba is like, well, I guess everyone, you don't want to invest on something that you don't know, right? Oh, yun din, that's what I do for a living. Like, in as much as I would like to, or it might be enticing, but siguro for most Filipinos particularly, what is cryptocurrency? If you can give us a real good, easy to understand definition of cryptocurrency.
All right, sure. That's a good question. Now, for those of you who are listening right now, don't make things complicated because here's the thing. Okay, cryptocurrency is it's an online money. Pera din siya. Okay, although ginamitan siya na tinatawag na, by the way, it came from the word crypto, which is cryptography. Then currency, of course, yung pera, right? When you say cryptography, it's secured. Okay, and no one can really hack it or change it. So, kumbaga, it's a secured, safe money. Okay. Na kung saan you can store your cryptocurrency or pera online money sa cellphone mo. And if you want to buy anything, okay, pwede mo siyang gamitin. Basically, it's an online money. All right? However, just compare sa traditional finance or sabihin natin na fiat currency or yung perang papel. Okay? Ganito yan. If the government, our government wants to print more money for paper bills, di ba? More paper bills, higher inflation rate. Tama? So mas nagmamahal yung bilihin kasi bumabagsak yung buying power ng pera natin. Okay? But when you say cryptocurrency, particularly Bitcoin, meron siyang tinatawag na limited number of supply. So in 2009, nung kinreate to ni Satoshi Nakamoto, which is just a pseudonym, ginawa niyang 21 million lang yung supply. And of course, not all these Bitcoins are available right now. There's a process in the technology called Bitcoin mining. So you can mine Bitcoins through your computer. Pero maraming setup kang gagawin. Even me, I don't know the setup. So I'm not, touching that kind of stuff. But moving forward, it's just basically an online money. If you want to pay your bills, if you want to pay your, ticket, airline ticket, kung gusto mong bumili ng pagkain, anytime you can convert it. So that's basically money. And to give you a short background, di ba, dati wala naman tayong tinatawag na perang papel. When we started, the dati barter exchange pa ginagamit natin. Unang panahon. Tapos nag-evolve, right? Nagkaroon ng coins, nagkaroon ng mga jewelries, mga metals, mga precious metals. Golds, silver, na ginagamit pambayad. Then dumating yung time, nagkaroon ng paper bills.
Currency.
After paper bills, currency, di ba? Cheque. After cheque, nagkaroon ng tinatawag na credit cards. Plastic cards.
ATM cards.
ATM cards. And right now, we're in the era wherein you can now use your mobile phones to pay anything you want, to buy anything you want.
Teka, before we proceed, sa mobile phones, kayo ba ikaw ba, Giselle? Di ba may mga hindi ko pa kasi na-experience sa Philippines, like yung mga GCash and all, hindi ko pa actually na-experience eh. Pretty much is the same thing eh. Tama ba ako, Giselle? Nagamit mo na ba yun? Same thing?
That's true. GCash, same as PayPal, no, in the other countries. GCash is like your wallet, your e-wallet. Pero there's really money there. May currency na nandun na nakalagay. In our case, GCash dapat piso or peso.
Oo.
Cash pa rin.
So magde-deposit ka sa PayPal kasi gano'n, nakalink siya sa bank account mo. I see.
Yes, same thing.
Okay.
Same thing.
So ang Bitcoin is somehow parang gano'n din.
Parang gano'n din. Meron, di ba, may GCash, may Paymaya, may PayPal. So in Bitcoin, meron tinatawag na Bitcoin wallet. So that's where you will store your money, just like GCash, PayPal, Paymaya.
Exactly. Got it. So that is, pero pag sinabi kasi natin cryptocurrency, there are different brands underneath.
Correct.
One of which or the most popular is Bitcoin. Tama ba ako, Jonathan?
Yes, and it's the mother of all crypto. Kumbaga siya yung nag-start eh. Ito yung nagsimulang cryptocurrency in 2009. And no one knows kung magsasucceed ba ito eventually. But because marami mga nakakita ng future, nakaintindi, nakita yung value nito, then ang dami nang gumaya. And right now, the moment that we're recording this session, there are more than 9,000 plus different cryptocurrencies right now in the market. 9,000 plus. Sobrang dami.
Grabe. Ang narinig ko lang yung
offshoot ng Bitcoin.
Because
Bitcoin.
basically, even you, Josel, and even you, Coach Jan, you can create your own cryptocurrency. Ganun siya kabilis if you want to. But of
Mhm.
course, to our listeners, not all of them, because the reality is, okay, there are thousands of cryptocurrency, pero hindi lahat yan magsasucceed.
Of
And there are
course.
cryptocurrencies recently na nawala na. So nag-fail.
Mhm.
So hindi na nag-continue.
Okay. Now, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, katulad ng ginawa, sinabi mo, you can actually make your own cryptocurrency if you wanted to. Is it that can be a problem or potential problem if there is no like governing body? Kasi I believe that's one of the concern ng mga yung mga crypto fans rather, cryptocurrency fans is wag na tayong dumaan sa bangko kasi they always, laging may fees and all. If I'm gonna transfer money from here to Canada to you guys in the Philippines, charge ako sa crypto kasi wala di ba? So gets ko yung value nun, gets ko yung value na we kind of like get out of the system that in many cases costly, like mag-send ka ng money sa mga Western Union, very costly mag-transfer. Sa crypto kasi mawawala lahat yan But at the same time, the other side of the coin, di ba? Hindi ba concern yun na wala tayong parang governing body that will watch crypto to make sure na I don't know. What is your thoughts?
I'll go to that part first. I'll go to that area. Pero let's talk about one yung tinatawag na centralized finance. Because cryptocurrency is what we call decentralized finance. So let's go back to centralized finance because there's a problem. And one problem is, number one, you can't control your money. You don't have the control over your finances. Bakit? Ito, I'll give you an example. We have an experience na kung saan yung pera mo, dineposit mo sa bangko, and doon time na withdrawin mo na siya, ang daming tatanong sa'yo ni bangko, o OTC, over the counter, especially kung medyo malalaking amount. Saan mo gagamitin yung pera? Ba't ka mag-withdraw? Patingin ng mga documents, submit ka ng mga documents. If you can submit these documents, sir, balik ka na lang ulit. Alright? So, ang dami nilang reasons, but that's your money. Right? That's one thing. Second, fees. Hidden fees. Ito, bago na lang to Although matagal lang ginagawa ng iba na kung saan, withdraw mo na lang yung pera mo, kukunan ka pa nila ng 100, 200 pesos.
Yeah, right? I remember that. Oh, tama. Right? Withdrawal fee. Yeah.
Withdrawal fee. Withdraw mo na lang yung pera mo sa ATM machine, may fees ulit. Right? Magsasend ka na lang ng pera mo from your account to other people online, may fees pa rin. So, the thing is that they keep telling you, secure your pins, takpan mo yung kamay mo, kapag kaya access mo yung pin mo. But the reality, sino ba yung nagra-rob ng pera mo? Right? They are legally. Okay? And another thing.
By law.
Let's talk about inflation. And I believe our inflation rate, I might be wrong, but I believe it's increasing 4% every year. Pero here's the thing. If you have 1,000 pesos many years ago, 10 years ago, ang daming pwede mabili.
Correct.
Right? But right now, 1,000 pesos natin, sobrang kulang yan. Sobrang liit yan. In fact, kahit pa nagpapaayuda ang government, hindi yan kayang, buhayin ang isang family. And the reason for that is because one thing is governments tend to print or paper bills. If they want to, pwede nilang gawin yun. So more paper bills, meaning magde-depreciate yung value ng peso natin. So parang depreciate yung value ng peso, then technically, definitely, lahat ng value ng bilihin tataas. So in centralized finance, pwede yan mangyari. And you know what? There are countries na sabihin natin, sobrang merong mga political issues, mga financial challenges. Maraming bansa dyan like Venezuela, di ba? Greece, Nigeria, yung mga, di ba? India, right? So if you look at those countries, yung pera nila bagsak. And these people are choosing, decentralized finance over centralized finance, meaning they are dumping their fiat currencies. They are dumping their local currencies and they're looking for other alternatives. And cryptocurrency was one of their option. In fact, that's their option. So, yun yung problem sa centralized finance. But let's go to decentralized finance or particularly cryptocurrency. Number one, okay, there's already a proof that over 2010, from 2010 to 2021, if you check and look at the price of Bitcoin, ano mapapansin niyo? Started at wala pang $1. 10 years ago, 11 years ago, wala pa siyang $1. And right now, if you look at the chart, the price of Bitcoin, it was around 50. Ngayon nga, medyo bumaba, $45,000. Pero in 10 years, 11 years, saan ka maglalagay ng pera mo that could give you that kind of return? Right? That's first. Second, okay, limitation of supply and demand. So dahil meron lamang 21 million Bitcoin supply. And by the way, another misconception pala ha, some people don't want to enter cryptocurrency because they think it's mahal. Ay, mahal kasi wala akong pambili ng magkano, $45,000, $50,000, di ba? Mahal. But here's the truth. You can buy fractional, meaning you can buy even 500 pesos worth of Bitcoin. You can buy even 1,000 pesos worth of Bitcoin. So marireceive mo yan in decimal form. 0.00001, 0 something, ganon. Okay? So meaning anyone could really participate. Okay? Because it's divisible. So going back, so supply and demand. Meaning since there are 21 million Bitcoin supply and the more people will engage in cryptocurrency, what do you think could happen doon sa value niya?
Magsushoot up lalo. Yeah.
Tataas. Okay?
Of course.
And some think that it's backed by nothing. So it has no value. No, it's not. Hindi to libre. Hindi mo ma-acquire yung Bitcoin na libre. Kailangan mo ng electricity. Kasi when you set up your computers or facilities, bibili ka ng mga hardware, ng mga GPUs, ASIC, mga hardware stuff. And of course, kailangan mo ng electricity. And syempre, mahal ang electricity in some areas. So that's why it's hard for them then to mine Bitcoin. So that's one reason why it has a value. Another thing, bakit siya nagkakaroon ng value ngayon? It's because ang dami ng mga tao, even mga celebrities, they've started to understand the underlying technology behind it, which is the blockchain technology. Kumbaga nakikita nila ngayon yung benefit. Nakikita nila ngayon yung future of finance. So kumbaga, since they understand what's happening right now, the value of it, ano yung magiging future natin. So pumoposition sila right now. Okay? And to the point even, di ba? Elon Musk, even Paris Hilton nga pumasok na rin. Although that's on the NFTs. Even Manny Pacquiao. Diba? 2017, sobrang ingay ng pangalan ni Pacquiao because he started working with an exchange. But anyway, and there's another one, yung kanina gusto mong banggitin si
Dallas Mavericks.
Mark Cuban.
Yeah. Oh.
Right? There was an interview, di ba, kay Ellen DeGeneres. Yeah. So, all these things, nagsama-sama, and sama mo pa yung hype ng tao. Ano yung hype? Yung, pasok tayo sa crypto kasi malaki kita, ang dami pumapasok, mapag-Google, malilate na ako. So that's why also umakit yung value niya right now, because some of them are just, buying it without any basis. So sumasabay lang. Alright?
So kung bago ka, I'm just trying to make it in such a way na maintindihan ng mga Pilipino, makita yung value, and of course, most importantly, may apply, and if it's something that they wanna, sit down and really study this cryptocurrency. So, ngayon, hindi, correct me if I'm wrong, obviously, hindi mo naman pa siya mabibili to most local stores, tama ba ako? Yung pera mo sa cryptocurrency? Hindi pa.
Okay, Bitcoin itself, you can. But there's a lot of exchange, mga brokers, where instantly you can convert your Bitcoin back to peso so that you can use that to purchase anything you want. Indirectly.
So, halimbawa, nasa Philippines ka, meron akong Bitcoin. How would I spend that? Kasi pupunta ako, manonood ako ng sine sa SM.
I'll convert my Bitcoin back to peso and send it to GCash, then I can buy anything I want to.
So there's a third party that will convert.
Yes.
Who are these people kung nasa Philippines ako? Like, is it online or rather, is there a bank in the Philippines? How does it work?
No. Okay, Bitcoin itself, there are a few merchants na tumatanggap directly ng Bitcoin if you want to use it as as a payment. Correct. However, because may mga tama si Josel, may mga third parties, or we call it mga exchange. So yung exchange na to, they're the ones na, let's say, gusto mo nang gamitin yung Bitcoin mo. You want to, parang di ba, US dollar. If I have US dollar, I cannot use it if I want to buy anything here in the Philippines. Wala rin naman tatanggap. Konti, di ba?
Pwede bumili ng siopaw.
Exactly. Correct, di ba? But using your US dollar, you can buy anything you want. Pero papalitan mo. Bitcoin, same thing. You can buy anything you want, but exchange or convert it to peso.
Yeah, pero kung nasa Philippines ako, saan ako pupunta? Anong gagawin ko? That's what I would like to know.
Okay, so there are exchanges like coins.ph, coins.ph. So if you go to coins.ph, so you can use that app. It's an application, although they have also desktop account. Na pagka may Bitcoin ka na doon, palitan mo lang siya or doon sa platform, you can simply convert your Bitcoin back to peso. Then yung peso mo, bahala ka na kung saan mo gustong i-receive.
Okay,
Remittance,
there
bangko
you
mo,
go.
ganun siya kabilis.
Mm.
Instantly, in less than 1 minute, you can actually do it. Ganun kabilis siya.
Okay, got it. So, kanina you mentioned a few things. Giselle, let me know, just interrupt me kung meron kang question dyan.
Yeah.
I'm trying to still like understand right? Kasi sa stocks, though there have a very similarities May mga
Almost
similarities Oo. You know, may mag-post lang, mag-tweet lang si Elon Musk, mag-shoot up ang Tesla stocks and all. Sa stocks kasi, generally, ang value niya kasi dun sa company. Right? So kung kahit pa startup yan, so for example, hindi pa sila kumikita. Pero ang assumption mo, if you're gonna invest stocks in a certain company na, hey, someday,
they'll grow big.
Yeah. Parang sabi nila, yung sa Facebook daw, yung bagong-bago lang sa Facebook, parang nag-trade parang may gustong bilhin si ganito ng isang painting, sabi, stocks na lang, ngayon daw, multi-millionaire ka na if you're one of those few employees in Facebook, right? So you see it that way because may inherent what do you call this?
Value,
no? You provide whether a product or services, right? Pero sa Bitcoin kasi wala So anong magandang sagot natin doon, Jonathan?
That's
sure.
A great question. Yeah.
Stocks are assets or kumbaga it's owned by companies.
That's right.
Cryptocurrencies, particular Bitcoin, it's not owned by anyone or it's not owned by banks or an individual. It's owned by people. That's why if you look at or if you read yung book ni Robert Kiyosaki, yung Fake, he mentioned that
Fake
Bitcoin
money?
fake correct. He mentioned that Bitcoin is our people's money. It's owned by everyone na merong Bitcoin. Okay? And kumbaga, wag natin siya i-categorize na parang stocks, almost it's similar, pero it's a currency. Just like yung, di ba, US dollar, peso, yen, parang ganun lang din siya. Where if you want to use it, if you want to buy things, pwede. Unlike in stocks, syempre, kailangan mo palit yung stocks mo to peso, back to peso, bago mo siya magastos. Okay? But with Bitcoin, with cryptocurrency, since it's a currency, so may mga merchants na tumatanggap nito directly if you want to use it as a mode of payment. Dati kasi for remittance siya kasi nga less yung fees, di ba? Mas mura. So instantly they can receive their money. So ganun siya kabilis. Kung gusto magpadala ng pera from US, papunta dito sa Pilipinas, in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, you can do it instantly. Unlike with traditional finance, dadaan pa yan ng bangko, maamla ka pa, di ba? Pag malaki yung fund. So there are some sort of levels bago ma-receive ng family mo sa Pilipinas. Kung remittance naman, malaki yung charges. But in crypto, since it's a currency, instantly, pwede siya ma-receive ng kahit na sino. Anyone na meron ding, sabihin natin, Bitcoin wallet across the globe.
I see. Got it.
I have a question, Jonathan. Di ba? The stock market is pretty much a herd mentality practice. Di ba? Kung sinabi ng magbibigay ng hype, dito ka mag-invest sa kumpanyang ito, that's where people will go. Now, the likes of Filipinos who are looking up to investors that are considered icons, no? Take for example, the Oracle of Omaha, which is Warren Buffett. No? He would say simply, if you're conservative, buy bonds. If you're aggressive, go to the stock market. But if you want to stay in the middle, go buy both bonds and stocks in a combination, in a balanced combination. So the mindset of the people are there. How can we convince the likes of these people who look up to somebody like Warren Buffett that, by the way, he does not believe in yung currently in the crypto? Maybe it's because of his age. Maybe it's because I don't think he does not understand blockchain technology, but he simply states bluntly, na no, go for the traditional. How do we convince these people that are traditionally set?
Okay, good question, Joseph. In fact, my answer to that question is we don't need to convince them to enter. Kasi una-una, Okay, speaking of Warren Buffett, he came from traditional finance. So most of his assets are stock market, not in this or not in yung mga bagong ngayon like cryptocurrency, 'di ba? So most of his wealth came from stock market. So kumbaga, etong mga tao na to, mayaman na yan eh. 'Di ba? They already acquired a certain amount of wealth wherein even if they don't work enough or work hard, andyan yan, continuous yan. However, correct, tama ka Joseph, but not all of these people are, sabihin natin, are into crypto. Some of them are technically negative about it, okay, which of course we can't blame them, and of course we cannot push them if we sabihin natin, hindi natin sila mapipilit na pumasok sa technology kasi kanya-kanya ng perspective yan and kanya-kanya yan ng pagkakaintindi dun sa technology. Kaya babalik ako dun sa sinabi mo kanina, he knows cryptocurrency, he knows blockchain, but because he's doing other things, making money dito, then why would I bump into this one? Because remember, most of his wealth came from stocks, not in this type of market. So, okay, andyan yan. He might have. Tama, pero, okay, I'll give you one more example. JP Morgan. Nabalitaan nyo ba yung 2017, 2018, where when JP Morgan announced that Bitcoin is fraud, scam. Ano nangyari sa Bitcoin? From $20,000, di ba nag-drop? Ng $3,000, nag-dip ng $3,000. He also came from traditional finance. But while after he announced the Bitcoin scam, fraud, yung mga tao niya pala, they're buying Bitcoins. All right. So, dip, di ba? So, well, people might say, okay, we don't want to engage on that. We don't want to enter. Like recently, Elon Musk, di ba, nag-tweet siya about Bitcoin. Nag-drop yung Bitcoin. Tama? Pero it doesn't mean that he doesn't hold any Bitcoin. Same with other people that, they're not into it, but they might have some or pwedeng wala, pero it doesn't mean na hindi nila narinig to. Of course, kanya-kanya yan ng risk. When it comes to investing, meron tinatawag na tayo na risk appetite. Kumbaga, kung gusto mo ng low risk, hindi dito ka. Gusto mo ng mid, eto. Kung gusto mo na high risk, meron. Because the idea behind cryptocurrency, it's a volatile type of market. Kumbaga, pwede kang kumita if you know what you're doing, pero pwede rin maubos yung pera mo. Ganun ka-risky if you don't understand what you're doing. Especially kung papasok ka doon sa investing part of it, ang daming mga mga Filipino na babaliw sila sa mabilis na kitaan. Alam mo yung mga kababayan natin, di ba? Pag mabilis kang kitaan, pasok. Pag malaki kita, pasok. Wala nang research, basta pasok. Kinuwento ng kapitbahay, okay, sige, yayaman tayo dito, puntahan natin to. Kaya in 2017, maraming mga, sabihin natin na wala ng income or pera. Marami nag-loss, marami natalo, marami naubos yung pera nung pumasok sila sa cryptocurrency because pumasok sila doon sa hype, kasagsagan. And technically, they didn't do any research. So, just like, other people na papasok sa industry, huwag niyong papasukin yung isang bagay na hindi nyo naintindihan just because someone told you na malaki ang kitaan. Still, you need to do your research. Still, kailangan aralin mo muna siya bago mo pasukin. And even if we're doing this kind of session, itong podcast na to, not because I'm in crypto, so I could say it's a good source of income because I understand yung mga pasikot-sikot sa loob. Instantly, I can make money if I want to, but not because I told you na maganda, papasukin mo na rin. Mali yun. Still need to do your own research.
Okay. So, napag-usapan mo or nabanggit mo na rin lang with, it's like making money. So, how do actually Filipinos can apply, can get started with this? How can they make money? Is this something na parang stocks ba? Is it like more of like trading stocks, or you're more like me, more of a passive investor ako? I'm thinking long term, but iwanan ko lang pera ko dyan, 20 years, 30 years, retirement ko, I'm gonna pull it out. Is it something about suggestion?
Alright, ito na, papasok tayo sa magandang topic, yung paano kikita sa cryptocurrency, right? Which is, ito na yung gusto natin. Okay, so, there are so many or sabihin natin, there are different ways for you to make money through cryptocurrency. Sobrang dami niyan. Pero the most popular is number one, is you could be an investor or you could be a trader. Okay? So when you say you're an investor or you're buying assets or digital currencies, the idea behind it is bibili mo siya ng mura, then you hold it like 1, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, di ba? Then after that, pag tumaas yung value, benta mo. So, pwede kang maging investor or what we call positional trader. So, meaning you buy it low, pag taas yung value niya, then kita ka.
Benta mo.
Which I'm also doing that. It's part of my sabihin natin na portfolio.
Yeah.
Another thing is yung tinatawag natin trading. Okay, when you say trading, okay, you're monitoring the market from time to time. Okay, wherein pag nakita mong bumagsak yung price niya, you're going to buy it, then mamaya ulit. Kasi market moves hindi naman straight line pataas eh.
Correct.
Hindi naman straight line pataas. Meron niyang volatility. Market went up and down anytime, every second and every minute. So ibig sabihin, you're making money from the volatility of the market na kung saan that the concept behind it is you buy it low, you sell it high. And there are platforms na sabihin natin, if you want to buy and sell Bitcoin, you can actually increase your or put yung tinatawag natin margin. Let's say, okay, example, if the price of Bitcoin, for example, na para hindi mahirap kumpitin is $50,000, there are countries who are buying higher than $50,000. In fact, if you check yung market ng or Korea, Koreans are buying here locally, then binibenta nila sa Korea. Sa Nigeria, ganun din. They're buying it here locally, binibenta nila doon. And you know what? Most traders are making more than 5%, 10%, 15%, and 20% by just doing that. Ngayon mismo, every hour, if they want to. Bakit? Kasi sa bansa nila, mahal yung Bitcoin. So pupunta sila sa ibang bansa para bumili ng Bitcoin, which is Philippines was one of their option, okay, for them to buy it low.
Okay,
so may mga
hold on.
platforms.
Jonathan, sorry to interrupt. I thought Bitcoin is a global thing, right? So para siyang
Correct.
currency. Pero each country can have their own worth of
Yes.
currency?
Yes. Okay, and one reason for that is because iba-iba ng bansa, iba-iba ng exchange rate. Kasi yung mga platforms na to, meron silang kanya-kanya exchange rate. For example, meron ka, okay, in the US, we have what we call Coinbase. So yung Coinbase, iba yung rate niya dyan. In the Philippines, meron tayong tinatawag dito na coins.ph. Iba rin yung rate ng coins.ph. Parang 'di ba sa stock or sa forex. Pag pumunta ka kay money exchanger diyan sa US, iba yung money exchanger rate dito.
Got it.
So may kanya-kanyang rate sila. Wherein in crypto, so dahil sa sobrang volatile niya, sa sobrang laki ng kanyang spread, so there are countries, let's say ngayon 50,000 siya dito, in other countries, in Korea, they're selling it at $60,000. And another reason because pahirapan din ang bilihan sa kanila. So sa ibang bansa, nahirapan sila maghanap ng mga sellers.
Kasi 21 million lang. Tama ba ako?
21 million lang, and at the same time,
Bitcoin.
most holders, they don't want to sell their Bitcoin. Kasi nga, Bitcoin is here to stay. Hindi na mawawala. Wala nang question doon because of the technology behind it. So there's no reason, only mawawala lang yung Bitcoin pag wala ng internet, pag wala ng computer, pag wala nang gumagamit sa atin ng cellphone.
Or pinagbawal ng bawat bansa na magkaroon sila ng certain law.
Even if pagbawalan sila ng ibang bansa, hindi rin eh. Kasi ang dami na nag-attempt niyan. They've been doing that for
I think India yata is one of those, right? India ba?
Pero there's a lot of users of Bitcoin in India.
Still,
in Thailand, ganun din. In US, di ba may regulations sa US? Pero one of the country na maraming users there came from the US. So even if they ban it, they can't. Because they need to stop using the internet. Kasi nga it's decentralized. And even if you don't have internet, you can still use Bitcoin. So ganun siya ka-disruptive.
Kasi may threat eh. I think the reason some government do that, it's like may threat eh. Di ba? Sa centralized money, they control it. So dito, wala eh. Walang may hawak eh. Walang may control. Kaya I guess they're afraid of what will happen with this cryptocurrency. Okay, so let's get started. So how would I get started with this cryptocurrency? If I will be whether trader or long-term investor, how and where should I start?
Sure, sige. But going back lang dun sa kanina, Coach John. All right. You mentioned control. That the only reason because they're not making money from crypto.
That's true.
So that's why they
100%.
want to control. Okay.
Yeah.
Now moving forward. Okay, so yun. Again, investing. Second is in trading. So meaning you can buy and sell Bitcoins. And there are platforms na nagkikater na tinatawag namin itong mga peer-to-peer trading platforms. So if you want to buy Bitcoin and sell it na mas mataas, pwede mong gawin yun. So let's say, halimbawa ako, bibili ako ng Bitcoin dito sa Philippines kasi may mga nagbebenta din. We call it mga peer-to-peer traders. Yung mga peer-to-peer traders na to, mga tao din sila na merong Bitcoin. Nagtitrade din itong mga to. However, some of them, iba-iba yung margin. So the idea behind it is, let's say, binili ko siya ngayon, then i-increase ko yung margin ko. Let's say, gusto ko mag-increase ng 5%, 10%. May mga bibili niyan, definitely. So it means kung meron akong 10,000 pesos as my capital, then binenta ko ng 10%, may 1,000 pesos ako ngayon.
Okay.
Instantly. So that's one reason, or that's one way for you to make money out of it. Another thing, yung tinatawag natin mga initial DEX offering naman. Another ways for you to make money. So yung initial DEX offering or IDO, para siyang IPO in
Sa
stock
stocks.
market. Alright, but this one is initial DEX offering because it came from decentralized finance or decentralized exchange. Exchange not controlled by the government or Bangko Sentral. Alright, but anyway, so itong mga IDOs na to, mga coins na to, they're created by different people, companies. Na kung saan, let's say, I'm a company of security solution. So gusto ko mag-create ng cryptocurrency to provide solution doon sa aking finances or sabihin natin doon sa aking project, and I need to create a coin, okay, and this coin will be used as a payment if I want to avail this service. So kumbaga any companies could do that. However, some of them are doing this sort of this concept called IDO. Na kung saan yung IDO, it's like a fundraising or crowdfunding. So yung mga unang buyers bibili, makukuha nila to ng mura yung price. So once na nilist nila to sa exchange, after maybe a month, after a week, after 2-3 months, depende, then iba yung price niya. So price might go up. Then doon silang bebentahan ngayon. So kumbaga, you buy it low during IDO or pre-sale, pag launch sa market, pag available na sa public, tataas value, then bentahan. Although again, may risk dyan if you don't understand what you're doing. But if you know what you're doing, pwede kang kumita din. So, going back yung kanina, you could be an investor. Yung gusto mo may peace of mind ka, you buy different cryptocurrencies today, hold it, just like Bitcoin, Ethereum, yung other cryptocurrencies, then wait for 3-5 years. Or, aside from doing that, pwede ka mag-trade, pwede mo sabayin yung volatility ng market so you can make money by buying and selling Bitcoins every day.
And you can start as little as 500 pesos, you said.
Correct.
Tama ba ako?
Correct. Hindi mo kailangan ng million. Hindi mo kailangan ng malaking amount to start. In fact, one of my, the principle, especially when I do my webinars, masterclass sessions, one of the things that I mentioned during the program is start small. Hindi mo kailangan mag-start na malaki for you to make money. Nag-start ka nga na malaki, hindi mo na alam paano gagawin, that technically, pwede mo ubos yung pera mo. So start small. Then start to explore muna yung mga pasikot-sikot. Kumbaga, alamin mo muna ano yung mga how to, yung way in and way out. Pag alam mo na yun, then you can increase your funding.
Sa estimation mo lang, Jonathan, how many people, o sabihin natin sa Filipinos in the Philippines are actually doing this? Mayroon ka bang, is there a way for you to figure that out? Or
I want to apologize with regards to that one because I haven't done my research kung gaano karaming Filipino exactly yung nasa cryptocurrency. Because okay, if you ask me gaano karaming Filipino yung nakarinig na nito, of course marami because of media. ABS-CBN are they are binabroadcast nila to sa mga vlogs nila, sinusulat nila to. So I believe more than 50, masyado malaki kung 50. Sabihin natin, estimate 30% of the Filipinos have heard cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. Pwede narinig nila to. But I believe, I might be wrong, wala pang 1% yung nag-engage dito.
Makes sense.
Baka wala pa.
So if I'm gonna buy, kunwari nasa Philippines ako, I have my money in my bank account, sa isang banko, local bank in the Philippines, where should I buy cryptocurrency? Let's just say, Bitcoin. I'm gonna start with Bitcoin kasi yung talagang pinakakilala Number one right now, right? So where should I buy Bitcoin? Say 500 pesos. Safe muna ako, sabi ni Coach Jonathan.
Very good. Yan. Kagaya nung minention ko kanina, kung sa US, meron tinatawag na Coinbase. Sa Philippines, one of the platform is coins.ph.
Oh, okay.
Which is the most popular. They have more than 5 million users. Filipino
5
users.
million?
More than.
Wow.
But again, the platform itself kasi, para silang bayad center. So using the platform, you can buy, or sabihin natin, you can pay your credit cards, Meralco, PLDT, SSS, and so on. And they also have this feature called the buying and selling of Bitcoin. So parang 2-in-1.
Okay. So it's an added service in that platform.
Correct.
So
again,
hindi
it's coins.
Hindi siya specifically for cryptocurrency.
Hindi lang.
So if there are 5 million users of that platform and you say 1 million are estimated to be Bitcoin believers, then 5 million, 20% of that 5 million is
Could be.
in that platform.
Yes,
which are Bitcoin,
Yes, and not all of them are, are in Bitcoin. Kasi yung iba, ginagamit lang siya for convenience. Kasi kaysa pipila ka, di ba, sa babayad ka sa Byte Center, pipila ka, nasa bahay ka na lang, di ba, loadan mo yan, parang Gcash lang din, na you can pay your bills. But yung mga nagka-crypto, they're using it if they want to buy Bitcoin, okay, or convert their Bitcoin back to peso. So that's one platform. Again, marami, but that's one of the popular. I believe, dun pwede mag-start yung mga Filipino.
Okay.
Coins.ph. Although marami pa yan, may PDAX, may Paxful, may Moneybiz, may Bloom. Kaya lang, I don't want to overload yung mga, di ba, yung viewers natin. Start in using coins.ph. Then after that, you can explore.
That's right. Kasi I believe sa Philippines, sa huling nabasa kong article, I'm not sure if it's correct, pero apparently, 75% lang daw ng population are bank. Ibig sabihin, 75% of the Filipino population are unbanked.
Yes,
Or hindi nagbabangko. Okay. So nagtatago sila ng pera sa unan nila. Right? Sa bahay.
Unan, di ba? Sa ilalim ng kama. True. Correct.
Which is obviously hindi sila aware na every year, bumababa ang halaga noon through inflation.
Correct.
That's right.
So it might as well look for a place na i-invest nila, and it's obviously one of those places na pwede nilang pag-aralan or tignan. Of course, ang ating cryptopreneur, ay nandito si Jonathan Tinoco. Josel, meron ka pa bang any questions on your side sa ating cryptopreneur?
Two last questions. You can answer this quickly as,
Sure.
Brief lang naman.
Sure.
First question is, what do people in the technical analysis field, those that believe in the stock markets, wave, candles, Elliott, harmonics, all those practices, what do they say to you? I'm just curious.
Okay, those technical things are also, I'm also doing those things. In fact, that's part of my course in my program, where I teach people how to read charts, yung mga technical analysis, yung foundation, yung mga support resistance, harmonics. Those are the things that we're using to identify what's the potential, sabihin natin yung direction of market. Tataas ba yung Bitcoin or babagsak? You can also apply that in crypto, kasi bago naman nag-crypto, ginagamit na yan sa forex, ginagamit na yan sa stocks. So it applies the same thing. Pwede mo rin siyang gamitin in cryptocurrency kasi may chart din yan.
Interesting. So, John, si Jonathan, techie din pala. So,
parang hindi sila blindly
hindi na fundamentals lang, di ba?
Correct. I don't want to talk about I don't want to focus dun sa technical kasi when I talk, if I talk about technical right now, baka wala manood sa atin. Kasi hindi na nila maintindihan. Pag sinabi ko, enter when there's a retracement sa 61.80 or 78.60, hindi nila maintindihan yun. Nosebleed. Tama. So when we do this kind of interview session, I make it to the point that most Filipinos could easily understand this as a parang ABC. Ganun dapat ka simple. Then pagpasok doon, 'di ba? Doon na nila mas maintindihan yung ibang aspect. Kumbaga start small. Huwag mo lahatin yung information. 'Di ba? Gusto natin, kailangan alam ko na lahat 'to. Gusto ko matutunan lahat 'to. Gusto ko mabilis. Ganoon, 'di ba? Pero there's what we call a learning process. Mastery is a process. So if you fast forward or sabihin natin mamadaliin mo yung pagkita mo, pag-focus mo sa pera, pwede ka masunugan, pwede maubos yung pera mo. But if you focus sa learning part of it, then you enjoy it, then eventually you will consistently generate results.
Nice. Okay, one last question, John.
Yes,
for Jonathan. Ang question ko na lang is, what's your boldest prediction of cryptocurrency in this country?
All right, sige. I will answer the question, but remember that this is not financial advice. So this came from my personal research. Disclaimer muna. Sige. Kasi some people pag narinig nila, abot yung Bitcoin ng ganito kataas, bili na ako ngayon, di ba? Bili na ako para kitain ko yun. No. Again, not financial advice. Still need to do your own research. But again, cryptocurrency is here to stay. Hindi mawawala yan. And as time goes by, pahirap yung pag-acquire ng Bitcoin. Parami yung mga tao nakakaintindi. So from what you're seeing right now, Bitcoin was around $44,000. Dati nga, people think, when I first entered in crypto, 2015, Bitcoin was around 10,000, 15,000 pesos. $200 to $300. And that time, 2015. And that time, even me, I don't believe that Bitcoin could go up to $500, even $1,000. Tama? But because of the technology, limitation of supply, all right, and some sort of other aspect, then nakita natin yung pagtaas ng value ng Bitcoin. It went up to $2,000, $5,000, $10,000, 2017 bull run, $20,000, and right now, recently, $64,000. Now, there are different predictions. Like, for example, there are influencers, mga financial analysts. Some of them are predicting Bitcoin na pwedeng umabot ng $100,000 per Bitcoin, which is pwede. $250,000, $500,000, and it could really go up to $1 million. Of course, hindi yan ganun kabilis. Meron yung dataan ng mga stages. But if you're a long-term investor, it could really go up to even $1 million per Bitcoin. There's no question about it. Yun nga lang, hindi ko alam personally kung kailan. But it will reach that peak. Okay? But again, remember that there are other cryptocurrencies then aside from Bitcoin. So if you plan to invest in cryptocurrency, again, do your own research, study more, learn more. Wag basta agad papasok ng pasok, tsaka lalagay mo lahat ng savings mo. Start small.
Okay. So here's the thing, Jonathan. For those people po na nakikinig ngayon, if you guys are of course watching, if you're watching this on your YouTube channel or listening in your podcast, and you feel like, you know what, I really would like to look into more details rather into this Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. So Jonathan, how would they be able to reach you?
All right. Thanks. First of all, again, thank you, Josel and Coach John Orania for inviting me here. So sa ating mga listeners, I have a website. If you go to www.jonathantinoco.com. In fact, because of Coach John Orania, I was able to create my ebook. So in my website, there's an ebook na ginawa ko. It's a 5-step cryptocurrency guide for beginners. Again, it's a 5-step cryptocurrency guide for beginners. Because if you're looking for ways on how to start your crypto journey and you don't know how to start, even if you've watched videos on YouTube, di ba? Kahit maraming kang pinanood ng mga videos, andun pa rin yung question paano mag-start. So umaga, ang ginawa ko dyan is sinimplify ko yung process. Tinirim ko yung process and ginamitan ko siya ng step-by-step process so that even a zero knowledge or a non-technical individual could easily understand the ABC process, kung paano sila makakapag-start in this journey. So again, you can visit my website at www.jonathantinoco.com. Again, www.jonathantinoco.com so that you can have a copy of my ebook. And at the same time, if you want to siguro check then and to learn more about my sessions, mga masterclass session, you can go then to www.jonathantinoco.com/masterclass. Again, www.jonathantinoco.com/masterclass. Also, I'm always available online. Well, not 24 hours, but if you want to reach me out, I have a Facebook page. Simply search Jonathan Tinoco if you want to connect with me, learn more with me, and collaborate with me.
Ayan. Right, Josel?
Good.
All right. So yun lamang. Any last word ba, Josel? Or question pa kay Boss Jonathan Tinoco? Anything?
Well, just a comment. Isang oras na tayo, hindi natin napansin. And marami pa rin tayong tanong. Siyempre, that's indication na marami talaga tayong pwede pang matutunan in this new technology.
Absolutely. And ako, personally, after this interview, I may wanna take a look at this one and let's see where will it lead me, dahil who knows, malay ba natin. Hindi natin alam. But anyways, Jonathan, maraming salamat for your time, and I hope sa lahat po ng nakikinig sa inyo, marami po kayong na-pick up na information, new information, something you wanna look into, whether you're investor or even if you have as little as 500 pesos, can you imagine that? You can actually invest in cryptocurrency. Of course, again, if you want to reach out to our crypto experts, si Jonathan Tinoco, definitely go to www.jonathantinoco.com, and of course, search na rin sa Facebook page. Muli, maraming salamat po sa mga nakikinig. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, Josel.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yan. Muli po, maraming salamat. Peace out and have a great day.